Good evening, good night, or good day, wherever you are. Welcome to Edessa, the Holy Land. And on this night in particular, we join two Canaanites, Voltage, Zura, and what was your character's name?
Alistair Costello.
Ashta Costello. Now, on this night in particular, and I'm just going to do the feeding rolls here, everyone. Let's see here. Ooh, I got a good one. So that's 1, 2. Ooh, very good. Voltage. Yes, that'll be for him. And for you, are you going to be feeding in the same area as him, probably? Difficulty 6.
Let's see.
Just give if you're going to be feeding seductively, just or is it if it's forceful or seductive? If it's force, I think it's wits, strength, and I don't know about seduction.
No, mine would be socially. It's charisma, subterfuge, within. Yeah. And you
How many
get
die?
bonuses for having presence and dominate, I believe.
I believe you do.
Yes. So
So how many dice would that be?
that should be 6.
6, and because of the presence and dominate, I think that lowers your difficulty.
Yeah.
So, so I think you're at a lower difficulty. Oh yeah, you well, this one is going to be. You're still at 5, so you're not starving. So at the very least, you're well fed as well. So in the area that they currently are. Voltage is, well, I'm not going to start with him. You can explain what you're currently doing as I make his Mask of 1,000 Faces rolls.
Yes, that's perfectly fine. Well, Alistair would be mainly at this point with his ghouls, Corin and Juno. Juno would be most likely dancing at this moment, while Alistair and Corin would be, specifically Alistair, playing the flute, and Corin would be singing in the background, trying to entertain any random goer-bys for loose change, and just to raise the spirits of the small folk around them.
Well, as that is happening, there is a man at this point who does appear to walk by. This man here in particular, as he walks by and he sees this jovial dancing and singing, and what race are the people around him mostly? Just wondering.
Human. With
not I mean like race, as in like their race.
Yeah. Juno and Alistair are Italian, while Corin is French.
Ah, okay. And so he would probably be able to might recognize this little tune. He pulls out a lute upon seeing this, and jovially actually begins to start playing along with them. Catching the beat very quickly, and I think I'm gonna make a little roll here if I can. I think I have. Yeah, I think I have that much in performance. Plays very, very good, actually. Yeah, and you're hearing him. What language are they singing in specifically?
Cora would be most likely be singing in a southern dialect of French.
Well, you would see this man then begin singing as well, heavily accented, even through his singing voice. You can hear it sounding quite Eastern European, and his complexion very much does shine with that as well. Not exactly as pale as a Cainite, but as just his skin complexion, just very Slavic features about him. And he just plays along, and whenever the song ends, he laughs joyously and flicks them. Uh, since they're asking for money, he sets down a few coins upon seeing this.
Oh, Sarah, it's like, thank you very kindly. Oh,
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's always good to see more musicians in this area. Not been able to meet many recently.
but I'm rather new here, but I think I've done very well to help earn my way here and make people very happy. So I'm very proud of myself, actually. And he smiles with a big grin on his face. He's very much elated of this. You play very well. May I
Oh,
have your name? Well, actually, I guess it'd be proper to introduce myself. I am Alistair Costello, and these are my compatriots. This is Juno, and this is Corin.
oh, it's a pleasure to meet you all. I am Voltage Azura.
Pleasure.
Yes. Where are you all from? I'm relatively new here myself, actually. I'm from, Rus.
Oh, me and Juno, we come from Sicily. Um,
Ah,
Corin, I never really asked where he came from. I met him as I came into the city, but we became
interesting.
good friends very fast.
It is a very nice city here. I don't see many. I'm a bit of bit of a traveling poet, as it were. Vagabond, I guess you could call me. It's hard to deal with brigands on the road all the time, though. Ugh. It's a it's true it's truly hard, and having to take care of pets is even worse. Oh dear.
And he kind of scoffs when he hears about the brigades, like, poor souls. They don't use their skills of combat to better use. It's rather disappointing, to be honest.
Mm, well, uh, yes, where I come from, most of the things we had to worry about mainly were the Mongols always coming over the mountains with their sabers in hand. Yeah, terrible, terrible things. And if it wasn't them, it was just the people fighting each other over stupid reasons. Barons wanting more food, and peasants just killing each other over a stolen chicken. Ugh.
I do believe that justice deserves to be brought, but I also believe that compromise is the best solution.
It is, yes, yes. It is just sad that less and less people so few people take solace in music and nature. It is a very sad thing, truly.
Well, he he's kind of pondering what word he exactly wants to say. Well, the fear of the next meal tends to be overshadow the love of music, unfortunately.
True, true. That and hearing the growls of a wolf coming to your door, I think would make anyone put the quill and parchment down.
And when you bring up the wolf hunting, Corin kind of frowns at that, and Alistair goes, "No, no, Corin, no need to be offended. I'm sorry, my friend Corin here. He is how do you say? He has very much respect for those type of animals. He raises them as his almost you would say his passion in life.
Oh, I did not mean. I look to him and I say, I did not mean offense. I myself actually raised two.
Like true, and that's what Corin will respond to.
Yes, name them Karl and Bjork. My you notice he ponders for a word for a moment. Mentor. Uh, he raised a wolf. Sashana. She birthed two pups, and I was allowed to raise them because we had to part our separate ways. Sadly, that and they were very good hunters. I find them. They've protected me more than once, and I protected them in turn.
Very good.
I have much respect for animals in the natural world. I hunt for my food, but I have to respect it as well.
As Alistair responds, Corin comes from a long line of breeders and trainers, specifically of wolves and dogs. Their families are seen very famous for their warhounds, as he told me.
Hmm. I might know the name. What is like a family name?
That is his family name. His name is Corin.
Oh, I apologize.
No,
I,
it's
I
perfectly
forget
fine.
I forget that in this land, many people go by one name.
It's his first name is hard to pronounce for me. I believe it's a play off the term meaning loving. Um, uh, I believe it's Amabe. It's so hard for me sometimes, so I always just prefer to call him by his house name. It's much easier to pronounce.
Hmm. I see. I see. Yes, many people have always had trouble with my name, trying to come up with nicknames for it. Voltage. Well, that and one man just called me a savage once.
Unfortunate.
Persian man. Did not trust him. He wanted me to capture a bear for him for some reason. I don't understand why, and I don't want to know why. Very odd. Very odd indeed.
Well, many for me say that I should be doing more paintings or cooking more. I say to them, I'm more of an academic and writer of music. I also very much enjoy a good run. When I'm
Hmm.
back in Sicily with many of my compatriots, we always do mini races.
Races. Sounds very interesting indeed. Ugh. At this point, you see Voltaire sort of sit down on the ground. Everyone else is sitting, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so is it just like dirt or they're like rugs out here or something?
it's just dirt. They're very laissez-faire with many of their situations.
I see. So yeah, he sits down. He sets his lute on his lap. You might notice the actual craftsmanship on this lute is very well done. Looks handcrafted itself with some. It does also appear to have some very beautifully like just sort of like wood burning. It's got like designs on it. What you do notice is that it has the designs of almost what appears to be like a crude, not well, not crude, but and not very elegant, but decently crafted like picture of this sort of like a man like standing up. He's got like sort of goat legs and like horns, like almost like deer horns, and you also see a wolf and another figure, sort of more of a hulking figure, almost. It's only really an outline, but you can like tell like it's this hulking kind of almost ape like looking thing on the side.
May I have a closer look? I feel like I recognize these. I feel,
Oh yes, yes, you can go right ahead. He hands you off the loot, and yeah, he's allowing you to look it over.
before I touch it, I wipe myself on my clothes and make sure I try to keep it clean as possible. Like I actually ask, Juno, may I borrow your scarf? And she pulls off one of her scarves, and I hold it in that to make sure I don't damage it. Um, which meta wise, I'm guessing these are possibly either satyrs or the if you remember the nursery rhyme, the Billy Goat's Gruff. I'm thinking that right now.
Might be.
Yeah.
You don't know. You probably don't know for sure because, like the whole thing with satyrs is, from what I've heard, their horns aren't usually like as big as they're shown here, and also the outline. It isn't like it looks more not like a man. It's not like half goat. It looks like it's completely like furry, like covered in hair.
Mm.
Also, kind of almost made to look like it has a gnarled hand a bit.
All right.
And the wolf itself, if you kind of turn the loot a bit, you kind of see the wolf more or less try like it like sort of change. Like there's another drawing on the side where it looks like the wolf is like standing, like on its own.
Mm. Mm. Would it be an academics or a Hearth wisdom to have a better idea of why I recognize this?
I could say, I'd say take maybe. Do you have theology?
Yes, I do have. I do have 1 point theology. I think I have. Yeah, I have a point in almost every single knowledge except for investigate. So,
Make 2 rolls then. I just try a Hearth Wisdom one because there's some information I can give about some of these, and then make a intelligence. Intelligence Hearth Wisdom, and then try a intelligence theology roll because you might notice something else. So how many dice would that be?
let's see. With both with Hearth and theology, I only have 1, but my intelligence is a 3, so I get 4 dice.
4 dice. I'll roll both. For the Hearth Wisdom one, I'd say you don't glean any information from it. It's there. It's you. Well, you feel. I'm gonna say you feel like you do recognize this from somewhere. Like it looks kind of familiar. The other one, I'll just do this roll again. You do recognize something out of the ordinary. You notice 2 symbols actually. These pictures were sort of on the side of the lute itself. On the top of the lute, there are 2 engravings. If I can actually, I might be able to pull up a picture. All right, let me just find this. And they're of a faith. They're actually of a religion that you've heard about. I'd say. Let me find this. Please tell me it's on here. I really need to be able to have these prepared. Bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. Someone start playing the Jeopardy music, I guess.
I don't have an official soundboard.
No. Grab a lute and play old timey, like ye old Jeopardy.
Oh, dear. I could do Antonio Viade's Summer. Antonio Viade. Yeah, so.
All right, let's see here. Come on, load. Come on. I think I might have found it.
Where are we currently?
Oh, hi.
Hi.
We are currently in the marketplace, and Voltage is talking to an Italian man. I found it. All right, desktop save, and Hangout toolbox, custom overlay, desktop. There we go. These are the 2 symbols that you see upon Voltage's lute on either side. The one on the right you recognize is the they are the symbols of the Slavic god of thunder, Perun. That is what these represent.
Interesting. You're a spiritual man.
Oh, yes, I would say so.
As far as I can recognize from these symbols, these represent the sky god, particularly thunder. So you may be farmer, sailor.
Oh, a sailor? No. I am of the old Slavic faith, but Perun is regarded as our chief deity, I would say. And he's saying this in more hushed tone with all the people in this marketplace. He doesn't want to be called out for being a heretic, of course. But he just does say that, yes, I do believe that, I believe in Perun and Veles and all those different gods, and I need to find my lower third. There.
I understand your scrutiny, but You should have pride in your culture and faith. No
Oh,
need.
I do, but there are some around here that I have run into before that do not look very kindly on on my beliefs. When I told you about all the stupidity in the fighting back in my homeland, much of that had to deal with the lot of the Christians and the Slavs fighting with one another. I don't like violence myself. I find it a sad thing. And the gods do teach us. They teach us to be peaceful with one another. Even Perun himself, though sometimes represented as a god of war, was a merciful god.
Alistair sighs at that. Like, I agree. Radicals, no, regardless of the congregation, are always an issue.
Yes. It's just why must everyone fight? It is very much a sad thing.
They are fueled by their passion.
Their fashion, maybe. But yes, that and I must keep this quiet. I have run into I have did once run afoul of one of those Templars.
They are always. The zealotry is commendable, but they do not direct it properly.
Yes, especially the one that punched me in the face.
Oy, you should. Did you challenge him back?
No, I did not. I would not. I did not lower myself to his level.
That is, if I was there, I would have fought for your honor. That is no sense of duty on a Templar's behalf.
Well,
Never,
I did
ever.
mistakenly insult him by accident. I did apologize, though. Yes, a little lightheaded from the wine I was drinking, but it was a pure mistake.
Very well, then, if you are the instigator, then I understand his response. But
Yes. Oh, by the way, out of character for a moment. This is like a market stall here, right?
yeah,
Can I, hold on one second. I'm just gonna type something. Anyways, he sort of looks over the stall and says, "Oh, by the way, what are you selling here? I might make use of what uh, you have."
well, I don't sell too much. Although, if you wish for some wares, my mother is very big in commerce.
Oh, very interesting. I've been looking to expand my home. I live outside the city, actually, more into nearer to the southern forest. Actually, I kind of need to if I have a pair of wolves living with me. Can't have those running around the city. It might be nice to me, but just some child comes by poking one with a stick. I mean, that would not end well. Oof.
They. Cohen says some can be rather easy to agitate. The ones that he lets me have, they are very, very calm. He said he chose specific ones that were rather level-headed.
I see. Well, yeah, I know the old saying though. Well, a mother bear can be fine even if you live a mile from its den, but right when you get near her cubs, she does not. She's not happy with you. Little thing. That's a little thing. He searches for the word. You notice again. Mentor. He taught me when I was living with him. We were wanderers mostly. Had a few run-ins with some feral animals before. Sad thing.
Yeah. The main thing I've learned, or at least as far as my father's taught me, is how do you say? It is easy to take life, but it's always harder to defend it. So he taught me as a young child the ways of um I guess what is the word? Submit. Yes, submit. Submit your opposition as a warning. That's all.
Interesting life lesson. Well, how long have you been in this city for?
Barely a year, my good friend.
A year?
So barely.
Oh, barely. I've only been here for a few weeks now. Still, I find it quite comfortable. People here are nice. Well, when they want to be, but is the issue. It's better than living back in Eastern Europe. A lot of people take take a lot of offense there, it would seem. Again, everyone fighting over stupid old rivalries and reasons. Ugh. Still, there aren't. I just find it sad that there aren't as many forests around here. A little too dry for my tastes. I like the ability to run freely.
I can very much agree. So, though, should one of these days I should teach you. One of the big things me and my friends used to do consistently all the time is do rooftop running.
Rooftop running.
It was very exciting, though we had to worry about the shoddy buildings.
Oh dear, my good man. Should take you out to the woods. Maybe I could teach you how to jump from treetop to treetop.
That would be very much enjoyable. I haven't had a good run in quite some time.
Yes. Last run I remember taking was when I think it was when oh, I had I had been playing at a few games of chance one night, and one of the men in there was not very happy that I had won, and he started spreading some lie about me and about how I had basically insulted everyone in the town, and had a good old run through the forest then. Well, I lost him after about 10 minutes. They're too scared to run out there. Nighttime, all that superstition about, about monsters living out in the forest.
Oh, there's always something that lives out in the forest. Whether a monster or not is purely perspective.
True.
I've seen more monsters walking on 2 legs than I have on 4.
I've seen them walking on 12.
Yeah, that must have been a wondrous sight, a beautiful nightmare, as my father would say.
Yes, and that monster, the monster I mean was an insect. Don't worry. Oh dearie. Well, he sort of just looks around and at this point says, I think I must be going in soon. I have a meeting to attend.
Oh, well, I will not take much more of your time. Ciao. I do hope to see you again.
Yes, maybe we shall. And with that, Volotej stands up. He takes his lute, plays a few last strings, and says, "Good night to you." And begins walking off towards an area you might be familiar with. The Elysium.
Yeah.
He's sort of walking in that direction.
I take notice of this, and my inner monologue, like, I see. Like, now I'm very curious about what he was going in that direction for. But, well, no matter. It's like, I'm going that same direction too eventually. Though I'm a little hungry. I'll have to go some extra prowling tonight if it's available. And I'll end on that note.
And with that, we shall end the scene. Good night, everyone.